Before we get into the video, I'm not Alien Evolution, because if I were, I'd have to address why I haven't posted any Project Apollo updates in 3 months. I actually locked Alien Evolution in the cellar and lit the creep on fire. He's trapped in Aspen Aspire's recording studio. Anyway, let's start the video. Imagine if some apocalypse threw the world into chaos, destroying existing orders, treaties, and governments, and specifically for this project, the United States. No more Big Macs! In this video, I've split the US into several countries based on geography, religion, and politics. Oh no, I said it, as well as portraying reactions in the other North American countries to the vacuum, or making them similarly collapse. I'd like to mention this video is not meant to be a realistic scenario, and I put minimal research or effort into this video. Sorry if anything in it's at all offensive. Also, thanks to Reddit's world-building subreddit for suggesting some improvements when I posted the map there. This concept was inspired by Crusader Kings After the End mod, and several YouTube videos on what if America had medieval civilizations. Also goes without saying, but I'm not advocating for any real splits, conquests, or wars. Also, please like and subscribe if this seems interesting to you and if you want to see more stuff like this, and enjoy! I'll now be describing each country, but please note this is from that country's perspective, so obviously I don't agree with everything said. Also, it's not meant to reflect badly on any real group. Thank you. The independent country of America, or the South, is the heartland of evangelical Christianity with an end goal of reuniting America, although this goal is set back by reality. The South's power comes from mighty Texas and Louisiana, along with a shared religion and American ideals, but this power is on the verge of collapse. Their brothers and allies to the north have been growing less concerned with restoring America, and both sides hold lands the other wants. The Dominican Empire, while a good trade ally, has been seeking control of Florida and many parts of the coast. To the west is the looming threat of the Empire of California, which has already taken too many good American lands and threatens to take control of large swaths of western ranch lands. At least the border wall stands between Texas and dreaded Mexico. For now, restoring America seems to be only a dream, with more humble goals becoming increasingly popular, such as reclaiming the heartland or the subjugation of the Caribbean, or even a reclamation of the East Coast for true America. Out of the in-world description, I initially set this up as the classic New Confederacy, but I don't think that's really realistic, and the people on r/worldbuilding informed me Kansas would never partake in a confederacy based on their strong anti-Confederate culture. Good on ya, Kansas! Well, I liked the map more with Kansas in the ICA, so for now, I'll say the Confederates are just a minor political party in the ICA, one which is particularly unpopular in Kansas. The United American States consider themselves a new USA, with an economy centered around industry and trade. They've pacified the zealous South to a point of the two countries acting as allies, but who knows how long it'll be before the agreed-upon boundaries between them are disputed. Hopefully the wealth of the Great Lakes, Chicago, and the eastern seaboard can support an army strong enough to keep the southern fools in their place, along with a partially connected political elite. The UAS is also struggling with Canada for northern lands, and perhaps eventually a great conquest to claim the North Coast. The United American States isn't much concerned with territory west of the Great Lakes, not when the Californian Empire is there. The American Empire of California has the strongest military of any North American nation, with a few squadrons of working jet fighters and the ability to unleash the golden glow of their small supply of nukes. California's northern wars have seen victory up into Alaska, and to the south they press into Mexico and could soon control the southern side of the border wall and perhaps even take Mexico City. The subjugation of Saskatchewan might be next. The Golden Empire may reclaim America someday, but is more concerned with the future than the past, relying on rationality rather than tradition. And the biggest current threat is that tradition, the South. Should the Dixies spill over the sides of Texas, they might go on a zealot rampage all the way to the West Coast. So for now, California focuses on establishing its control up to the borders of Texas, such as pushing into Colorado and New Mexico. Mexico, like the South, is beset on all sides. North of the border wall, the Texans keep to themselves, but California has been invading and seeking control over Mexican lands. Whether Mexico City will fall is a terrible question on everyone's minds. This war has left Mexico vulnerable to the conquerors from Colombia, losing their lands to the south. There's even the concern of Caribbean pirates. Mexico's fall seems like a terrifyingly real possibility. The Colombian Union has been working its way north, conquering Central America as it escapes the grasp of Brazil. They've been making moves in the sea as well, feuding with the Caribbean for control over the coasts and the Caribbean islands themselves. This conquest has kept Colombia in relatively good shape despite Caribbean raids, and Brazilian invasions of most of Colombia's traditional territory. Before I do this next one, I'd like to mention that Cuba is definitely the logical choice for creating a Caribbean empire, which I wanted in this world. I somehow didn't think of Cuba though, and the Dominican Republic does have the second largest Caribbean army. So because I like the name, I'll be sticking with the Dominican Empire having managed to seize all its surrounding territories in a snowball effect. Maybe there was some great conqueror who they all look up to now. The Dominican Empire opportunistically seized most of the Caribbean with a powerful army, putting down Haiti and Cuba and quickly claiming the other islands. It stands as a strong, godly, and united nation, which has been growing stronger thanks to trade along North and Central American coasts, and a lot of private piracy. The South has been trying to take control over their trade networks, however, and the Colombian Union has recently been asserting control over some of their islands with its mighty navy. The subjugation of Central America and the claiming of Florida would be long-term goals for the Dominican Empire, with more states like Louisiana making good potential holdings, but whether these goals are achievable may depend on chance and whenever God decides. Canada is a nation struggling and on the edge of being carved up by zealots from America, or collapsing into pieces. Their navy has kept many regions up north, but the UAS has been pushing into Canadian territory, fighting over islands, taking many Canadian population centers and St. Lawrence, not to mention mounting rebellions in Quebec, and the successful rebellion of Saskatchewan to the west, which the Canadian military simply cannot control at this time. Perhaps eventually they can be reintegrated, but for now a bigger concern is keeping them out of Californian hands, who seem eager to conquer the provinces and doubtless the entire western side of Canada. Will the frigid north soon be all that's left free? Politically unaligned with Old Canada, Saskatchewan has found itself acting as a government for some American states which are too isolated or sparsely populated to be claimed by the new powers. Many argue whether Saskatchewan is more American or Canadian, but in truth it's probably a melting pot of cultures, including Mormon and Native American influences who have moved into the region fleeing California. The land of the living skies has found itself ignored and in the right spot to hold lands of nomads and ranchers, but there's a lot of work to be done before they can become a great power in their own right, and many are not inclined to do that work. The Heartland, or Saskatchewan, may be a ghost that is soon lost to time. Thanks for watching! Sorry about the lack of uploads lately. I don't really have an excuse, and maybe I should have stayed hidden and not posted, but inspiration struck me. Also sorry if the narration in this video wasn't too good. I'm slowly writing the next Project Apollo script, but lately I've gotten a bit too into history and out of biology, so we'll see how it goes. I do have a Patreon if you want to support and are in a position to do so, but there's not much on there, and supporting a YouTuber who never posts might be a waste of your money. Huge thanks to all my patrons though. Anyway, thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you next time!